Noah, a name that carries significant weight in biblical history, is often associated with a pivotal moment in human civilization. But did you know that this name could also be linked to a far more ancient and mysterious story? Many scholars suggest that Noah, or a figure closely resembling him, could have been the last of the pre-dynastic kings from one of the original 5 cities of Sumer. Could this be a hint at a forgotten chapter in our past? It certainly seems plausible. The idea of rediscovering long-lost technology from the past is an intriguing one. Could ancient civilizations have had access to knowledge or innovations that were lost over time? It's a question that many researchers are beginning to explore in depth. And have you ever considered the legend of King Gilgamesh, the ancient ruler whose city was one of the most influential in Mesopotamian history? Let's step into a time machine and travel back to around 2700 BCE, right to the heart of Mesopotamian civilization. This era, known as the early dynastic period, saw the rise of powerful city-states that would lay the foundation for many aspects of modern civilization. I believe there is more to this story than meets the eye. I've proposed that what we're really looking at is evidence of a transfer of technology. Perhaps people who came into Mesopotamia brought with them knowledge from other regions, igniting a spark that led to the advancement of society in this ancient land. During this era, city-states were flourishing all across Mesopotamia, creating some of the earliest examples of complex societies. One such city-state was Uruk, the kingdom ruled by the legendary Gilgamesh. This city was not just a political center, but a hub of culture, economy, and technological innovation. Uruk stood proudly along the Euphrates River, in what we now call modern-day Iraq. Despite its historical importance, the region has been largely neglected by the archaeological community, making it a fascinating area to explore. Imagine a bustling urban center filled with the sounds of marketplaces, the grandeur of massive temples, and the towering presence of the legendary Uruk Wall, said to have been constructed by Gilgamesh himself. This wall is an architectural marvel, with geometrical patterns that suggest it was the product of careful planning and vast amounts of labor. The sheer scale of this project implies that there was significant organization and intent behind its construction. Uruk was no ordinary city. It was a beacon of innovation, boasting many firsts in human history, including the invention of cuneiform writing. But what was life like under Gilgamesh's rule? Gilgamesh wasn't just any ruler. He was a figure of divine importance, believed to be responsible for the well-being and prosperity of his people. Under his leadership, Uruk thrived and became a major religious center, especially for the worship of Inanna, one of the most important deities in the Sumerian pantheon. In Uruk, Gilgamesh oversaw the flourishing of Sumerian engineering, architecture, and social organization. His reign saw the city grow into one of the largest urban centers of the time, a place that showcased the full potential of ancient civilization. As king, Gilgamesh was involved in all aspects of governance, making administrative decisions, overseeing religious practices, and commanding military campaigns to protect his city-state's interests. Gilgamesh's reign likely led to the construction of monumental projects that not only enhanced the city's aesthetic beauty, but also strengthened its defenses. This ensured that Uruk would remain a dominant force in the annals of ancient history. But here's the intriguing part. If we look at Gilgamesh simply as a reflection of ourselves, we may miss the deeper truths about his time. Could we be on the brink of rediscovering the technologies and knowledge of ancient civilizations? Perhaps we're getting closer than we think to uncovering what our ancestors knew, knowledge that may have been lost over the ages. When we dive into the sands of time, the figure of King Gilgamesh emerges as a fascinating blend of myth and reality. This legendary king has captured the imaginations of historians, archaeologists, and storytellers for millennia. While the line between myth and history is often blurred, there are pieces of evidence scattered throughout ancient Mesopotamian civilization that suggest Gilgamesh was not just a mythic figure, but a real historical person. One key piece of evidence is the Sumerian king list, an ancient document that combines history and mythology. It lists the rulers of Sumer and the lengths of their reigns, and it includes Gilgamesh's name among them. The fact that his name appears on this list, alongside other real rulers, offers compelling evidence that Gilgamesh may have been a genuine historical figure, not just a character in ancient stories. What's even more fascinating is that there are multiple versions of the king list found in different locations and from various time periods. This suggests that keeping track of their rulers was extremely important to the Sumerians, and that Gilgamesh played a significant role in their historical records. In addition to the king list, there are numerous inscriptions and artifacts that mention Gilgamesh by name. Imagine discovering a clay tablet or a cylinder seal with his name etched into it. These fragments of history, though incomplete, offer further evidence of his recognition as a real king. These items, scattered across ancient Sumerian sites, serve as clues to his existence, offering a fascinating glimpse into a world long forgotten. While these artifacts don't paint a complete picture of Gilgamesh's reign, they provide valuable insights into his role as a leader and his influence on the ancient world. As we continue to uncover more pieces of the puzzle, it becomes clear that the legend of Gilgamesh is more than just a story. It's a window into a past that may hold the key to understanding the true origins of human civilization. As we explore this ancient history, we are reminded that there is much more to learn about the world before us. What other mysteries remain buried beneath the sands of time? The answers may be closer than we think. The lasting legacy of Gilgamesh underscores his importance not just as a mythological figure, but as a cultural icon. Yet, separating the man from the myth is a far more challenging task than it might first appear. The story of Gilgamesh is like trying to untangle a tightly knotted rope, complex and elusive. The archaeological evidence we have does not provide a clear, detailed timeline of his life or a comprehensive list of his achievements. Instead, it offers only tantalizing glimpses of his reign, leaving us to wonder just how much of the epic tale is based on reality. This scarcity of concrete historical records only adds to Gilgamesh's mystique, shrouding him in the mists of time and making him an enigmatic figure. Despite these challenges, the fragments of evidence that do survive are invaluable. They bridge the gap between legend and history, suggesting that Gilgamesh was more than just a character in a myth, possibly even a historical king whose exploits were embellished over the centuries. So, let's dive into the ancient world and explore one of the oldest and most captivating stories ever told, the Epic of Gilgamesh. Picture this: ancient clay tablets inscribed with cuneiform, the first writing system created by the brilliant Sumerians. These tablets hold the story of Gilgamesh, not just as a simple tale, but as a journey that takes us back to the third dynasty of Ur, around 2100 BCE, although the roots of the story stretch back even further, through earlier Sumerian poems about Gilgamesh himself. This epic was rediscovered in the modern era, thanks to 19th century archaeologists who painstakingly sifted through the ruins of Nineveh's library. Imagine piecing together a giant jigsaw puzzle made of ancient clay fragments, each piece offering a window into a soul-stirring narrative. Some parts of the story are missing, lost to time, but what remains is a remarkable testament to the creativity and spirit of humanity. Now, let's turn our attention to Gilgamesh himself. This was no ordinary ancient king. He was described as 2/3 god and 1/3 human, an extraordinary being with superhuman strength and courage. His divine lineage set him apart from mere mortals, making him a force to be reckoned with. In the epic, his adventures and quests unfold like a roller coaster ride, highlighting his thirst for glory and eternal fame. For example, his trek to the cedar forest to defeat the fearsome Humbaba is one of the most iconic moments in the narrative. It is a display of his heroism and unmatched strength. However, it is the death of his close friend Enkidu that flips Gilgamesh's world upside down. This loss sets him on an arduous quest for immortality and forces him to confront the inescapable truth of human mortality. Speaking of Enkidu, their friendship is nothing short of transformative. Created by the gods from the wild, in order to temper Gilgamesh's arrogance, Enkidu ends up becoming Gilgamesh's closest companion and soulmate. Their bond is one of the epic's most powerful narrative forces, showing how deep connections can shape us, foster personal growth, and lead to profound realizations about life and self-understanding. It is through their friendship that Gilgamesh learns some of the most important lessons in the epic. At its core, the Epic of Gilgamesh is rich with themes that resonate deeply with the human experience. It is a tale of the relentless search for fame, the universal quest for immortality, and the profound realization that death is an inevitable part of life. The story also underscores the significance of friendship and how relationships can guide us toward a greater understanding and acceptance of our own humanity. In the whirlwind of Gilgamesh's adventures, we are presented with some of the most captivating encounters between mortals and the divine that you will find anywhere in ancient literature. Gilgamesh's quest is not merely about heroism or the pursuit of eternal life. It is a profound exploration of the complex relationship between gods and humans, shaped by the beliefs of Mesopotamian culture. Take, for example, Gilgamesh's meeting with Utnapishtim, the ancient world's version of Noah. Imagine sitting down with someone who survived a world-ending flood because a god warned him to build a boat. This is not just a remarkable survival story. It is a turning point for Gilgamesh. Here is Utnapishtim, living proof that gods can grant immortality. The story of the Great Flood in the Epic of Gilgamesh, where the gods decide to destroy humanity but spare Utnapishtim, mirrors the power of the Anunnaki in Mesopotamian mythology. These gods have the ultimate authority over life and death, determining the fate of humanity itself. Throughout his journey, Gilgamesh's interactions with the divine are numerous and thought-provoking, offering us a window into how the ancient Mesopotamians viewed the cosmos and their gods. Among these divine figures, we encounter Enkidu, Gilgamesh's partner in crime, who was literally created by the gods to humble Gilgamesh's arrogance. Then there is Ishtar, the goddess of love and war, who does not take rejection lightly. When Gilgamesh turns her down, she retaliates by sending a celestial bull to wreak havoc and destruction. And let's not forget about Humbaba, the terrifying guardian of the cedar forest, who was appointed by the god Enlil to protect the sacred trees. All these encounters, relationships, and battles combine to create a deeply layered story that explores themes of mortality, friendship, the will of the gods, and the quest for meaning in life. Through these experiences, Gilgamesh learns that immortality, in the end, is an illusion, something that no hero, no matter how powerful, can ever truly achieve. Instead, it is the human experience, filled with love, loss, and the acceptance of mortality that provides the most profound meaning. The battle with Humbaba is more than just an epic fight scene. It's a powerful narrative that reveals the conflict between human ambition and divine intent. Throughout his journey, Gilgamesh remains in contact with Shamash, the sun god, who acts as a divine mentor. Shamash offers guidance and support, playing an active role in Gilgamesh's endeavors. It's captivating to see a god take such an interest in a mortal's quest, a rare connection that highlights the deep interaction between the divine and human realms. Even Gilgamesh's mother, Ninsun, though a minor goddess, gets involved in the divine drama. Her interventions on behalf of her son emphasize the close relationship between the gods and Gilgamesh, a bond that blurs the lines between the celestial and the terrestrial. This relationship underscores how the gods are not distant or indifferent, but intimately engaged in the lives of humans. It draws attention to the theme of divine guidance and how gods shape the destinies of mortals. Stepping back into the mesmerizing world of ancient Mesopotamia, we encounter the Anunnaki, a group of deities central to Sumerian and Akkadian mythology. These mythologies, among the oldest in human history, feature a fascinating pantheon of gods, with the Anunnaki holding a particularly special place. Over time, certain members of the Anunnaki came to be associated with celestial bodies, marking their growing significance in Mesopotamian astrology and cosmology. The movements of stars and planets were not merely astronomical observations, but were seen as divine messages. As the Anunnaki became linked to celestial bodies like the sun, the moon, and Venus, these bodies gained sacred significance. This connection between the heavens and the divine drama of the gods is a striking example of how ancient peoples saw the cosmos as a reflection of their religious beliefs and their understanding of the divine. In these ancient mythologies, we find two types of survivors: those who survived by pure luck and those who survived because they knew it was coming. They had prepared for it. Could it be that some knew what was going to happen? The Nibiru cataclysm theory and Randall Carlson's repeating cataclysm theory both explore the idea of catastrophic events impacting Earth, yet their foundations and implications are strikingly different. The Nibiru cataclysm theory proposes the existence of a rogue planet, Nibiru, which allegedly passes through our solar system with an elongated orbit. This event supposedly causes gravitational upheavals and catastrophic events on Earth every 3,600 years. Based largely on interpretations of ancient texts, this theory suggests that a single extraterrestrial trigger causes apocalyptic events. In contrast, Randall Carlson's theory is based on geological and astronomical evidence, arguing that Earth has experienced periodic cataclysmic events caused by natural phenomena like comet impacts, volcanic eruptions, and ice age cycles. Carlson, a self-taught geologist and scholar of ancient mythology, suggests that these repeating cataclysms have shaped both human history and the Earth's geology over millennia. While the Nibiru theory focuses on a specific, externally driven cataclysm tied to ancient myths, Carlson's theory posits a broader, natural framework for understanding Earth's cyclical disasters. Yet, the question remains, is there a hidden connection between these catastrophic events on Earth and the celestial influence of Nibiru? The term Nibiru is deeply embedded in both Sumerian and Babylonian mythology. It is a name that evokes the mysteries of the stars and connects us to the ancient Mesopotamians' beliefs and astronomical knowledge. These ancient cultures, often regarded as pioneers in science and philosophy, had a profound understanding of the cosmos. They looked to the skies not only for signs of divine intervention, but as a means of charting time and guiding their lives. In Sumer, the people were rediscovering the mysteries of the universe and reinterpreting them through the lens of their own culture. Modern psychology often leads us to believe that we are far more advanced than our ancient ancestors. But the truth is that these early civilizations had an extraordinary grasp of the cosmos, far beyond what we might give them credit for today. Nibiru was closely linked to Marduk, a central figure in the Babylonian pantheon. Marduk represented the intersection of power, divinity, and cosmic order, making Nibiru a highly significant symbol in Babylonian religion. The connection between Nibiru and Marduk emphasizes Nibiru's immense importance, not only in religious texts, but also in the astronomical and calendrical systems of the time. In Babylonian astronomy, Nibiru was regarded as the highest point of the ecliptic, marking the summer solstice's position. This was no arbitrary point in the sky. It played a crucial role in the Babylonian calendrical system. The Babylonians used the position of Nibiru to influence agricultural practices, religious ceremonies, and even to track celestial events. Nibiru was not just a point of observation, but a guiding force in the lives of those who relied on the stars to guide their fate. The Babylonians were skilled astronomers who charted the movements of the stars with impressive accuracy. Their knowledge of Nibiru's path allowed them to anticipate the changing seasons, plan agricultural cycles, and conduct religious festivals. Nibiru was a key point in their understanding of time and the natural world. Drawing comparisons between civilizations, Nibiru in Mesopotamian mythology and the Greek star Phaethon offers a fascinating glimpse into the universal human attempt to make sense of the cosmos. Phaethon, known as the Shining One, was linked to the sun god Helios. In Greek mythology, Phaethon drove the sun's chariot across the sky. Much like the significance of Nibiru in Mesopotamian culture, the myth of Phaethon reflects the importance of celestial bodies in shaping the ancient world's understanding of power, divinity, and cosmic order. Both Nibiru and Phaethon serve as powerful symbols in their respective mythologies, representing the connection between the gods and the natural world. The stories of these celestial beings highlight how ancient cultures sought to explain the mysteries of the universe and the forces that shaped their existence. Time and space are often the backdrop for stories that stretch the imagination, and in this case, the tales surrounding Nibiru and the Anunnaki are no exception. These narratives reflect a deep-seated belief in the power of celestial bodies to influence or even dictate the very rhythms of earthly existence. One such story is the theory proposed by Zecharia Sitchin in his groundbreaking book, The 12th Planet, published in 1976. This work sparked a series of controversial books, which wove together ancient mythology, astronomy, and the idea of extraterrestrial life into a narrative that continues to captivate and provoke debate. In The 12th Planet, Sitchin introduced the world to the concept of Nibiru, a mysterious and yet-to-be-discovered planet with a highly elliptical orbit that takes it far beyond Neptune and deep into the cosmos. The catch? Nibiru supposedly only returns to the inner solar system once every 3,600 years. But how did such a far-fetched theory come to be? According to Sitchin, his answer lies in the ancient Sumerian cuneiform tablets, which he interpreted as chronicling the existence of this 12th celestial body in our solar system, if you count the sun and moon, that is. At the heart of Sitchin's theory is the Anunnaki, an advanced race of beings who hail from Nibiru. These extraterrestrials supposedly visited Earth about 450,000 years ago, bringing with them knowledge and technologies far ahead of anything humans had at the time. But Sitchin didn't stop there. According to his narrative, the Anunnaki didn't just land on Earth. They also played a pivotal role in the creation of modern Homo sapiens. The Anunnaki are said to have genetically engineered early humans, shaping them into the species we are today. Their motive? To create a labor force to mine the gold they needed to save their home planet. This tale links the dawn of human civilization to a cosmic intervention, suggesting that the advanced astronomical knowledge possessed by the Sumerians, such as their awareness of Nibiru's orbit, was a gift passed down by these otherworldly visitors. According to Sitchin, his theory about Nibiru's 3,600-year orbit stems from a unique interpretation of the Sumerian numeral system and their concept of a great year. Despite the lack of concrete evidence to support Nibiru's existence, or any scientific proof that it affects our planet, the idea has captured the imagination of many. In fact, this theory has even been linked to mass extinction events throughout Earth's history. Some have speculated that Nibiru's gravitational pull could fling comets and asteroids toward Earth, potentially triggering catastrophic events. There are those who point to evidence of a clustering of such events around 13,000 years ago, which seems compelling, at least to some. Sitchin's ideas bear a striking resemblance to those proposed by Immanuel Velikovsky, especially as outlined in his 1950s book, Worlds in Collision. Like Sitchin, Velikovsky also turned to ancient texts, interpreting them as accounts of catastrophic astronomical events that reshaped the course of human history. However, Velikovsky focused more on catastrophic collisions within our inner solar system, whereas Sitchin's narrative took a broader, more speculative turn, introducing the idea of extraterrestrial beings and their distant, unseen home planet. Both of these theories, though far outside the mainstream scientific consensus, offer a tantalizing glimpse into the possibility that ancient myths might hold more truth about our universe and our origins than we've traditionally believed. What if these ancient stories were not just fables, but encoded knowledge about the cosmos, passed down through generations? The mythology surrounding Nibiru and the Anunnaki isn't just about ancient stories or alien theories. It intersects with real-world events that have shaped human history. A perfect example of this was the Mayan long count calendar, which ended in December 2012, sparking a worldwide frenzy of apocalyptic predictions. Central to these fears was the idea of Nibiru, a rogue planet believed to be on a collision course with Earth. This combination of ancient prophecy, modern conspiracy theories, and astronomical speculation led many to wonder if we were truly on the brink of a cataclysmic destruction. The premise was that Nibiru, invisible to astronomers, was somehow detected by those in the know. This mysterious planet was said to be on a path that would either bring it crashing into Earth or pass so close that its gravitational pull would wreak havoc on our planet. But then, something unexpected happened. NASA, the trusted scientific agency, stepped in to address these doomsday predictions directly. The agency was clear in its stance. There was no evidence of Nibiru, nor was there any celestial threat looming on the horizon. If such a planet were indeed heading towards us, countless observers, both professional and amateur, would have already spotted it by now. NASA's extensive sky surveys, including those conducted by the Wide Field Infrared Survey Explorer, had found no evidence of Nibiru or any celestial body that could be linked to these catastrophic predictions. But that didn't silence everyone. Enter Randall Carlson, a self-taught geologist with a deep interest in catastrophism. Carlson has delved deeply into Earth's geological record, uncovering evidence of repeated cataclysmic events that have reshaped the planet throughout its history. From rapid climate shifts to massive floods and comet impacts, Carlson's research paints a picture of a world that has been subject to violent, catastrophic changes. This is where things get intriguing. Could the hypothetical planet Nibiru play a role in these cataclysmic events? Some speculate that if Nibiru existed, its elongated orbit could coincide with these periods of catastrophe, possibly acting as a gravitational catalyst that triggers comet showers or other disruptions. However, the broader scientific community typically attributes these cataclysmic events to natural causes, such as asteroid impacts, supervolcanic eruptions, and ice age cycles. These events are understood to be part of Earth's dynamic history, driven by known astronomical phenomena, not the unseen influence of a distant planet. The ongoing debate between speculative theories, like Nibiru, and the scientific exploration of Earth's tumultuous past, as seen through the eyes of researchers like Carlson, reflects humanity's deep fascination with cosmic disasters. This dialogue speaks to our curiosity about the forces that have shaped and continue to shape our planet. While one path ventures into the realms of mythology and pseudoscience, the other seeks to uncover the truth through the rigorous methodologies of geology and astronomy. Together, they highlight our ceaseless quest to understand the cataclysmic events that mark the history of Earth and the cosmic dance that unfolds above us. As we look to the stars and examine the forces that have shaped our planet, we are reminded that the universe is full of mysteries waiting to be unlocked. Whether through ancient myths or modern science, we are all part of the same story, a story written in the stars and on the earth beneath our feet. Our curiosity is our compass, guiding us toward the unknown as we continue our quest for understanding in this vast cosmic journey.